Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody? Is anybody here? Anybody in the house?
Good morning. Good morning.
So if anybody can just write and say hello, so we know if someone. I don't see anything for the moment.
No,
so
my love, I think they're still sleeping.
Really?
I hear someone snoring.
Good morning.
Oh, oh, we have one.
We have
one person in the house. One person in the house.
Okay, another one. Great.
Ooh, two. We are getting crowded here today.
Okay, wake up, George.
Three.
Good morning, George.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Morning.
They're coming now.
Oh my God!
Great.
We become crowded like China.
So how is everybody doing? How is everybody feeling? You had an exercise yesterday about writing how you feel and paying attention to your thoughts. How was this exercise for you? Did you get any insights from it?
Did you find it difficult to observe yourself? Because basically, when I start this for the first time, this kind of exercise was not easy for me to observe my thoughts, and even happen in the end of the night to say, "My God, I had exercise. I had to think what I think." I was so hypnotized on the daily routines that I forgot to observe. But you can understand by how you feel during the day.
Yeah, and this exercise is actually very important for you to kind of become aware in this journey, because many times also what we do is that we compare ourselves with someone else, or also we have high expectation about ourselves, and this is very important to get aware of this and to see also how you grow, and always compare yourself with the person you used to be yesterday. So this is a very powerful exercise. And also Barbara was also telling you about the judgment, and how you can forgive yourself, because if you go in the judgment, then you attract also more judgment and more judgment. I remember at the beginning when I start my journey, I was starting to judge myself for feeling that way, not feeling positive. I should be feeling positive all the time, And also I was starting to judge others, why they're not understanding me, or judging others like why they're not positive like me, and why they are, destroying what I've just done, all the work on myself. So it's very important to get aware of this. And today we also wanted to show you something to kind of like track, your journey, and also to see how you're doing with your exercise, because the morning routine is not actually optional. We recommend you to do it, but you do it to feel good. You don't do it like this morning. I wake up. I didn't feel like waking up early because my daughter wake me up all night. But I know I feel after I do my morning routine, I feel good. So it's like a routine that you want to have every day, so you feel good all the time. And so here it's what we call.
Yes, madam, they can see.
Yes, this is perfect. A tracker. Okay, so you see, you will write the dates on the side. This side, yeah. So you have the dates, and you write on one side personal growth, and on the other side you will write your professional growth. And on the personal growth, you see, I wrote read a book, and then I wrote exercise, visualization, and also it's important to put like a timing. So I put read a book for 5 minutes, exercise for 10 minutes, and this depends on you, of course. It's important to write the time, because sometimes you get lost. Like, for example, me, I love to do my visualization and meditation, and I can stay very long time there, my husband sometimes is also falling asleep there, so it's important maybe you have a clock next to you, and you can check, so about the time. It can be something that you are challenged by doing it. Like, I remember when I wanted to, for example, in the professional growth, when I wanted to write my blog or my book, I was putting 15 minutes, because for me, I was seeing, okay, 15 minutes I can do it, you know.
Well, can I give advice?
Yeah.
When I start to do this tracker for me, I put high expectations, like 10 minutes exercises, 10 minutes, no, 10 minutes exercises, half an hour reading a book, half an hour meditation, and I fell. It's better for you. Start with 5 minutes. Like when I start to make the exercise, believe it or not, I was without breath until 1 minute and 30 seconds because I make one very dynamic program on the YouTube. So put 5 minutes of you, and slowly you can increase. You can say, okay, next week I can make 7 minutes, but don't overwhelm yourself. Don't get the higher expectation of yourself because this will let you down. Start with 5 minutes, even 5 minutes, even 3 minutes a day. It's not how many pages of the book you read, it's what you understand, it's what get from this book, it's what make you aha moment. And also from the exercise, you can start with 5 push-ups. You can make the next day or the day after. You can make 6, and this is progress for you. And you compare only with yourself. When you see the tracker, you say, "Wow, 2 weeks ago I make 5. Now I make 7. It's working for me. So after 3 months, I will make 15."
It's important to acknowledge yourself and, you know, to gratify yourself, you know, and you show up this morning. That's great, you know.
And,
So,
and you know what also is working for me? When it's staying on the desk, and when I see, my God, I didn't do my tracker. So let's make and start to read the book, make one tick, exercise one tick, and I start to feel better and better and better. And in the end, when I see that I did everything, I say, wow, I did it. So if it's next to you, or you can put it on the wall when you work, or you can put on the fridge, and you can just make the tick when you do all the exercises. So far maybe you cannot have the professional growth exercises because some of us we don't work, but you can start only with the personal, because the personal is to find your identity, who you want to become, so to grow up after in your professional career.
right. So, today I will move now to our guest.
Yes.
So today you haven't met yet Ofer. So we're having Ofer who lives in Israel, and Ofer is coming often actually to see us here and to make workshop to help us and also to support us with our Insight seminar. Ofer is an Insight facilitator, and he lives in Israel. So hi, Ofer, how are you?
Hello, hello, how are you guys? I see
Good,
there are
good.
a lot of people here.
Yes,
Do you hear me?
yes, we can
Yes.
hear you. So, Ofer, what are you going to talk to us about today?
Well, I'm going to talk to you about complaining. How many of you find yourself doing this a lot? Like really
Not a
complain?
lot.
Not a lot, right? Um, I also
I
do it
was a
sometimes.
champion.
Yeah, I do it sometimes, you know. They used to, since I did the seminar, the Insight seminar, I do much less because there I got an awareness about complaining that was really a game changer for me. Complaining, like I got up this morning at 7:45. I don't like to get up early, but there's a difference between not liking something and complaining. I cannot like something and say, okay, but this is my choice and I do it and be, positive about it, or I can complain. So, it's, I'll, I'll start with a rhetoric question to all the people that are listening. Do you like to hear other people complaining? How does it make you feel when you hear somebody is sitting in front of you or on the phone and complains? Does it feel good? Does it feel positive? No. Okay. So the question is, why do we complain? What do I get out of complaining? So let's first talk about what we get out of it, and then we'll see how we can change that. So, for me, I was thinking about what I get out of complaining. So, first of all, complaining gives me a feeling, or I feel that I'm doing something about it. It's like a false power. It's like I'm not sitting there and taking it like a pussy, but I'm doing something. The doing is the complaining. But of course, it's like resisting. I'm not accepting something. And we say in the seminar that resisting doesn't help, because what you resist, you're stuck with. So as long as I complain, I'm stuck with whatever it is that I'm complaining about. That's the internal feeling. From the outside, when I do complaining, I get empathy. I get people who tell me, oh, it'll be okay, don't worry. So basically, I put myself in a position of getting support. But just like the complaining is not changing anything, that kind of support is also not changing anything. The best support that I can look for is for somebody to tell me, listen, stop complaining and do something. Make a change. Go for what you want. That's the support that I'm looking for. But usually people who complain are not looking for that. When people tell them something like that, they say, oh, he doesn't understand me. He doesn't know that there is really no choice. He doesn't understand that I really am in a bad shape. I want you to hug me and kiss me and not tell me, to go and find something else. So that's like the game of complaining that we're playing with ourselves and with the outside, with the people outside. So, like in one sentence, I would say that complaining has a lot to do with the choices that we make and our willingness to own those choices. Okay, and we will go now and we will see what I mean by that. And we will start with, let me make a point by playing a little game with you. So imagine yourself that you are with me. You are like, I'm the hero in the movie Star Wars. You remember the movie Star Wars? There was Princess Leia. I was the Luke Skywalker or whatever my name was. There was a little robot, and we are like in this strange spaceship, right? And all those robots with the white face masks and with the guns are running out after me, right? And I'm running for my life. So, I'm running and I'm running, and I just want to escape. I'm almost caught. And then, I see a hole in the wall. That's from the movie. You see like a little hole, and they jump inside the hole. And actually, this hole is like a chute, and it takes them to a big room. And this big room is like a garbage collector. That's where all the garbage that people throw in the chute is collecting. Okay, so now I can kind of, I can take a deep breath and say, okay, I'm saved. But suddenly I hear this crushing sound, and I look around and I see, the walls are starting to close on me. And I say, no, this is like a garbage compactor. It's not a garbage room. And the walls are closing and closing and closing, and in a minute I'm about to die. Now, do I have a choice? At this point in time, do I have a choice? What do you say, Clementine?
Well, it's like, oh, you die or you need to find a solution.
Right. The choice is I can sit down and complain that the walls are closing in and I'm about to die, or I can just get up and try to find a solution, right? So I'm running around and I'm starting to find a solution. And I look, and on the floor, I see that there are two manholes. Manholes are like the ones that you have on the street that people can go down and make repairs, right? So there are two manholes. And I look, and on the manholes, there is like a sign on each one of them. And on one of them, it says 1.6 meters of shit and 30 centimeters of air. On the other one, it says 1.8 centimeters of shit and 10 centimeters of air. Okay, now consider that I am like 1 meter 70. Okay, I'm 1.7 meters. Now, again, do I have a choice?
Yeah, well, yes.
Well,
You
okay.
can go in the one that is more hair.
Well, yes, I can. Well, I have another choice. I can say, I don't like shit. I will stay
Yeah.
here and die. That's a choice, right? But among the other two choices, and how many times in life the choice is between two things I don't like, right? But between the other choices, I have a better choice, and the choice is to go for 30 centimeters of air, because at least it will be only up to here, right? So now I jump into this hole, and now I'm standing in shit, right? Do I have a choice? The choices I have is two. I can say, thank God I'm alive, or I can say, shit, it's so shitty in here. It smells terrible. I don't know how I got here. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know how I'm going to get out of here. You know, these are the choices. So, in a way, what I'm saying, especially when we're talking about past choices, not about choices that I make today, past choices, when we look back in our lives, and we look at our choices and we complain, here is, think about the example I gave you. I made the best choice I had considering the situation and my possibilities and abilities at any given time. Am I right? At
Yes.
any time, I could choose to die. I chose to live. I could choose to be, in shit above my head. I chose to be in shit below my head. In a way, our past choices are always the best choices that we could make, because we are human beings. We look at the situation, we evaluate what is in front of us, and we make a choice. And the choice is the best choice that we could make based on that situation, what I know, the information that I could gather, and what I perceive are my possibilities. If I, don't perceive of myself as being capable of doing something, it will influence my choice. I will do something that I can do. So just take this into account. And this is the first lesson that I want to make. Anytime we think about past choices and we kind of judge ourselves for making the wrong choice, think again. Think again, not from the rear view, like saying hind view is 2020. Not from that situation, not from knowing what I know now. Try to really go back to what I knew then, and at that point, did I make the right choice? And congratulate yourself that at any of those points, you actually did the best choice that was available to you, even though now you don't like it, or you don't like where it took you. But realize that where you are now is the sum of all the choices that you make up until this moment. And if you congratulate yourself for making the proper choices then you're basically telling yourself, I am capable to make good choices. Maybe somewhere on the way, I stopped making good choices because I gave in to other things. And we will talk about those other things. So, another point of one of those other things is that when we associate choosing with a negative results, like I made a choice and something came out and it was not a positive thing, right? Then we are actually becoming choice averse. We people don't like to make choices. I don't know about you. I am the kind of person who, in many situations, prefer not to make a choice. Why? Because I want to be polite, because I want to be nice, because I want the other person to feel that they made the choice, whatever the reason is. If I am aware of that, that's great. But if I'm not aware of that, then I complain. Okay? And let me give you an example. Let's say that I am coming to Cyprus, and Clementine and Krusty, you guys are asking me, do you want to go out for dinner? And I say, yeah, why not? And you tell me, listen, where do you want to go? Now, if I avoid to make choices, I will tell you, wherever you choose, right? So now you take me to a vegan restaurant. All I have there is flowers, fruits, all these things that don't have a mother and a father. Now, I am a carnivore. I like to eat things that have a mother and a father, you know. So, I'm sitting there in the restaurant, and what I had in my mind was a good thick steak, but I'm eating flowers. So, okay, let's say that I'm really polite. Okay, so I'm polite. I'm not telling you anything, thank you. At least I know that with you, I will have a good conversation and I'm going to have a good company. So, I say, okay. I go home to my hotel and I call Inbal, my wife, and she says, What did you do tonight?" And I say, "Listen, you wouldn't believe it. Krusty and Clementine took me to this stupid place with all I could eat is flowers. I wanted steak. They take me to eat flowers. Now what am I doing? I'm complaining, right? But I this is the biggest lesson. If I don't choose, somebody else will choose for me. The universe will choose for me. The reality will choose for me. So if I choose not to make a choice, that's okay. But be aware of that and don't complain. I could say to Inbal, listen, I can reframe that. And I could say to Inbal, listen, I know that Krusty and Clementine they really want what's good for me. So I went with whatever their recommendation was. And it turned out to be flowers. So now, I'll say, well, maybe I should think about it. Maybe flowers are not so bad. Maybe if I didn't have the steak in my mind all the time and I could concentrate on the flowers, I could see that they're actually pretty okay. It's good. It's okay. It's not so terrible. I make it terrible by complaining. Okay. I don't let go and I resist and I say, oh, this was so terrible. So, life would be easy if we could choose always between two things that we like, two things that come to me and, what do you want? $1 million or $200,000? Okay, I'll take $1 million. It's nicer, right? That if those were the choices that I have, life would be really nice. Most of that, or life could be even easy if I had two choices. One of them is definitely something I like, and the other one is something I don't. If Clementine, you come to Krusty and you say, okay, what would you like to have now? You can have a kiss or you can go and change the diaper. Well, you say, well, if you ask me, I'd rather have a kiss. Okay, so that's easy choices. But most of the time, the choices that we have are choices between two things that either we choose the how do we call it, the least of all evils, between two things that we don't like, um, or we just find ourselves in a situation that we're not sure that we even made the choice. But a lot of times the point is that we are complaining because we are in a situation that we don't like, and complaining is a way of making belief that there is a better choice. How much time do I have, Inbal?
How much time do you have? 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Good. So I can tell you another story. And that's like another example. Imagine yourself that I am, like a real Don Juan. I'm going out with two girls. I have one girl, her name is Nancy, and she's the outside type of girl. She likes sports and she is, tennis and hikes, and, she's like everything that is outside of the house. The other one, Jenny, is kind of the inside girl. So she likes to cook and read novels and watch movies and, stuff like that, sit near the fire. Okay. And, but somebody meets me on the street and he says, hey, Ofer, how's your life? And I say, well, I'll tell you, there is this Jenny that I really like because we go out hiking, but she always beats me in tennis. She doesn't let me win because she's so competitive and so sporty, so that I have no chance. And it really makes me feel bad. And then, there is this Jenny, she's really nice. She's, we read poetry and, we watch the movies and everything. But she makes me cook, and I hate cooking. But this is the kind of, she says, this is what we do when we are inside, so we need to cook. So, okay, so what am I doing? I have, the two perfect girls, I have a perfect life, but I'm complaining, right? And complaining is making believe that there is a better choice. Because what am I making believe? I'm making believe that there is this perfect girl out there, a perfect combination of Nancy and Jenny that will kind of understand what I need at any moment and be with me. And she's there just waiting for me, the prince of her dreams, right? And maybe she's the only woman in the universe, but she's waiting for me. So I would say if you have to write something down, write down complaining is making believe there is a better choice.
Mhm.
Okay? Now, either there is a better choice, and then, go for it, but don't be in your fantasy and believe, make believe there is a better choice. Ask yourself, is there really a better choice? Or am I here because the choices that I have are actually not better, right?
And what if there is no better choice?
What if there is really no better choice? Okay. So, on one hand, like let's say spiritually, I believe there is always a better choice. It's only that I couldn't see it yet. So at this point I'm not aware of a better choice, but there is always something out there. So we say in the seminar, if I have a clear intention, maybe those choices will show up. And there are situations where we are, extreme situation, but those are not the rule. Those are the exception. If we think, Viktor Frankl is a Jewish author who was in the concentration camp. His family was destroyed there. He was taken, all of his liberties were actually stripped away. He had no choice. He was getting the bread when he was getting it. They were, telling him what to do, when to do, whatever. And after he came out of the concentration camp, he wrote a book. And in the book, he wrote, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedoms to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. So, if there really is no choice, then the choice is my attitude. Like we tell children, I am telling you now to do your homework. Now, the child, and we tell it to children when we do the Insight seminar for teens and for children. We teach them that. We say, look, sometimes you have no choice because your parent told you to do something and you have to do it. But you can choose your attitude. You can sing while you're doing it. You can tell your parent, you know what, I'm not doing it because you're telling me, I'm doing it because I choose to do it. And then you become empowered and stronger. Okay? You can tell your parent, okay, I'll do it, but can I get something in return? So reframing that is a beautiful way. And, I can just suggest to you to do to bring choice into your complaining and choice into your awareness. And Clementine, you can tell us the task of the day and how we can do it.
So the task of the day is think about something you are complaining about. So if I think about something I'm complaining about, okay, I complain sometimes about my baby waking me up at the night.
Okay.
She wake me up sometimes few times and I have to change her and she wants many things. Do you make believe that there is another choice or there is really any other choice?
The question is basically, are you in fantasy and you make believe there is another choice? And if there is, what other choice is there? So, just kind of become aware in reality. So what?
Well, yes, I could leave her to cry,
Mm,
not acting, leave her to cry, and then I would feel bad.
right.
She probably gonna cry all night, so I won't be really able to sleep anyway. I can wait also a little bit longer.
And then what will happen?
She
You,
will get even more upset.
right. She gets more upset and you get more upset. So when you
Yeah.
finally get up, you're not in a good shape.
Plus, also she will get irritated, then she will get red, and then we will bring her to the doctor, and there are many, many other things. We will
Right.
worry more for her, so it's better to wake up. We are a team, by the way. We wake up together. I bring the body because she's getting wet, and we are doing it.
Okay.
So if there is another choice, what is the risk that you have to take in order to go for it? So we just explained now that she might, get worse and complain more and cry more, and we're gonna get also more frustrated. And
And many times, let me just add something. Many times there is another choice, but we're not willing to take the risk. Like if I am in a place of work that I don't like, the other choice is to find another place. But if I'm not willing to take a risk that maybe I will not find another place, maybe it will be even worse, then I will stay where I am. But it's okay. It's okay if I choose to stay where I am as long as I'm not complaining.
yes, so and then if you are not willing, you can go into acceptance and change your attitude. So how would you go into acceptance? Maybe you can give us an example.
How would I go to acceptance? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
given, just you say, acceptance means, just reframing. You wake up, your baby is crying, and you say, I'm a loving mother, I want to take care of my baby. I don't like getting up in the middle of the night, but I know that it's going to get worse if I don't. So I'm getting up with a smile and I'll give her the 2 minutes that she needs and I'll go back to sleep. And I'll go back to sleep feeling like I am doing a loving action from my heart rather than being stuck in complaining. That's reframing.
Yeah, reframing and changing our attitude, right?
Right,
With
right.
the smile.
The attitude is I make a choice. This is my choice. I'm not willing to do something worse, so I'm doing this. I don't like it, but okay, this is what it is.
We have some questions from the audience. So one person say, I wonder if complaining is a habit that comes with lives which are in a way too easy.
A habit that comes in a life which is in a way too easy. Oh, okay. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, if life is easy, we tend to complain more. Um, I'm not sure. I think that we learned when we're children that when we complain, we get attention, and it's like one of those heavies that we learned in early childhood that give us a seeming benefit, but it's not a real benefit because it's not changing the situation. So it's just giving us a feeling that somebody cares about us. And when we are adults, it doesn't work for us anymore, but we don't stop to think that it's not effective. So, we have to change the habit like we do in the 30-day morning. We want to change habits. So, one of the habits we can change is reframing our complaining, change the attitude.
I have another person who say, what about complaining from guests? How we can react to them?
Well, don't paternalize your people, the other people. When somebody is complaining to you, don't do like, hey, I went to Insight and I know that complaining is just making believe there is a better option because you will lose them. So, be patient, have compassion and have understanding and say to the people, you know what, I understand what you say. At some point, I chose to do it a little different and offer them that as a possibility. But very kindly, but you don't have to say, oh, you stupid, why are you complaining? There's no point, think about a better choice, whatever. No, say, I understand. You can give them an example of something you used to complain about that you managed to change your attitude about it and say, oh, yeah, it's similar to what I used to do. and I did it now, I'm doing it now different. Maybe it will help you, but you don't need to take on you the other people's feelings. And you don't need to always tell to other people, oh, you're right, it's terrible what they do to you, because you're just putting more oil on the flame, on the fire, and you're not supporting them by doing that.
Thank you, Ofer. So I think that's it for the question.
Maybe we can check after later, but because now to make the gratitude.
Yes.
Thank you, people.
Thank you, Ofer.
Thank you, Ofer.
See you next time.
Hey, you can make the gratitude with us if you want.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so you can take now 3 deep breaths like we were doing before. Hold on and exhale. I'm so thankful and grateful for my children, for the love, for their beauty, for their health. I'm so thankful and grateful for my home, the lights, the space that I have here so my children, they can run. I can enjoy the sun. I'm so thankful and grateful to live in this beautiful island because I can see the sun, the sky, the sea that remind me about abundance and immensity. I'm so thankful and grateful that I have eyes so I can see and all the beauty around me. I'm so thankful and grateful for the electricity, for the water, because I can cook, I can take shower whenever I want, I can bath my children. I'm so thankful and grateful for this morning community because I can share, it keeps me on track, and I'm being on service, and I share love. I'm so thankful and grateful for all the coaches that come in, volunteer on the call, because they share their insights, their skills. I'm so thankful and grateful for all this support that we find around us. I'm so thankful and grateful for the internet, which I can connect with my loved ones. I can see them. I can share with them some moments. I can feel the love. I'm so thankful and grateful for this day because I know it's going to be more amazing again today. I'm so thankful and grateful for all the food, for the beautiful taste of the strawberries that I eat. I'm so thankful and grateful for my walk and smelling the beautiful perfume of the flowers of these orange trees. I'm so thankful and grateful for all the people in my life, for my husband, for all the support, the care, and the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So thank you, everyone. My husband just left because he has to take care of the baby. So I wish you a beautiful day, and I hope to see you tomorrow again, 8:30. And thank you, Ofer, again. And thank you all for joining us. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.